Hello everybody and welcome back to another Dinosaur Simulator video. Now today we're going to be discussing the various new species that have been revealed in the development tab of the Dinosaur Simulator Discord. Now we actually have 6 species to go over. Now let's start off with our first species, and that's the Nonthornychus. Now the Nonthornychus is actually some sort of Derisdinosaurid, so it does seem that we're going to be getting more representation for these unique animals. Now it isn't as big as a Therizinosaurus, but it is a pretty sizey animal, all things considered. Now, I am surprised that they didn't choose something else like Erlikosaurus. However, Nonthornychus I know is a much more popular species than Erlikosaurus, so I think it makes more sense for them to choose that animal instead. Now, with this specific teaser, we actually got 3 different animals. One, of course, was the Nonthornychus, but another one was one that I didn't know before, and that was the Udanoceratops. Now, the Udanoceratops is actually a pretty sizey animal, around the size of a human. However, it has a very unique head shape, and I just never knew some sort of animal like this existed. It doesn't even look real, I'm gonna be so honest. But this is an actual dinosaur, and it isn't some sort of hybrid the Dinosaur Simulator has created. So, it is going to be very interesting to see this animal. I am happy when they represent animals that most people don't really know and other unique looking animals instead of just like a copy and paste. Now, the next animal revealed in this teaser was actually a really big one, and that's the Dreadnoughtus. Now, the Dreadnoughtus is actually a pretty famous sauropod. It's made so many appearances in different franchises such as Primitive War, Jurassic Park, obviously. And I think this is one of the sauropods that has been a long time coming. I think this is a very unique animal, and obviously, with such a really good name, I'm assuming this animal is going to be pretty big, if not bigger than most of our base game sauropods. Now, the other teaser that was actually revealed to us yesterday gives us other species. Now, focusing on one of them, and that is the Fukui venator. Now, the Fukui venator is actually the animal on top of this other animal, but the Fukui venator is actually a pretty small animal. It isn't too big. It's not around our size. It's kind of like half our size. But I do really like the model, and I think it is very interesting that they're finally acknowledging animals from the Fukui line. I'm just honestly surprised they decided to use Fukui venator instead of Fukui raptor, which I think is arguably more famous when compared to Fukui venator. Now, the next one we have is actually Periaxenosaurus. Now, the Periaxenosaurus is some sort of dinocheirid, and it's actually pretty big, so don't get that wrong. It is a very big animal. It is some sort of ornithomimosaur, just like the Dinochirus is, but it is smaller, but it is slightly bigger than us. But I do really think that this model looks really good, and I like that it's feathered. And then clearly we have another animal in the back, and that's actually the Anzu. Now the Anzu is some sort of oviraptorid, and it's actually a pretty big one. Now I don't think it's as big as the Gigantoraptor, obviously, which I'm actually surprised they decided to choose the Anzu over the Gigantoraptor, which I think is obviously more famous. But the Anzu is going to offer us something that we have never seen before. This is probably going to be an omnivore, almost as big, if not bigger, than the Paraxenosaurus. So I do think that there's going to be a very interesting thing to see in Dinosaur Simulator. And hopefully this means we're going to be getting other Oviraptorids. And honestly, I don't even think Oviraptor is in the game. So I'm glad that this branch is finally being acknowledged because it is a very unique set of animals. And I do think it obviously needs its place in Dinosaur Simulator. But that's everything for me. What do you guys think of the 6 brand new species that have been revealed to us? Are you guys excited? I do believe that this update is probably going to come out this Friday, if not next Monday or sometime next week. So please keep on the lookout for that. And it does seem that Dinosaur Simulator is pumping out updates pretty fast, with the Leviathan actually being added in just a few days ago. So I am going to be very excited to see how these animals are actually going to be added in and their animations and all that. But that's everything for me. And if you enjoyed the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. But I will see you guys later.